So peppers. So some of you might have watched the video where I harvested mid-season peppers, what I'm calling mid-season, meaning I'm gonna get one more round out of most of the peppers. And so I'm gonna do a ferment of what I'm calling a mid-harvest ferment. Here is the tray of peppers that I harvested yesterday. Criolla de Cocinas. Very, very, very pretty, really tasty sweet peppers. These are sweets. And then these Lesya. That's some Lesya. Oh, they're so nice. These are really good. They're green and yellow. And then I have this is like a 4-day-old poblano. Some I think poblanos. These are a little bit greener poblanos. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut all that up. That's my sweets, so that's gonna be fun. So then these are the hots I pulled. Pumpkin jalapeños, Zapoteca jalapeños, and then Sugar Rush peach. So I think these are like 30,000 Scoville. I think these are like 15 to 20, and then jalapenos, yeah, they're like 5. So I've got some spices. These are garlic. So some of these garlic's fruited. And so I was gonna pull these seeds and put those in the fermentation. And then I have 3 little cloves, really tiny cloves. I'm gonna pull that apart. And so I'm gonna put some cloves in the ferment on the sweet. I went ahead and I split up. I have Criolla de Cocina, some greens, miscellaneous unripe greens, some Zapoteca jalapeños, and Sugar Rush. And then I have pumpkin jalapeños, Sugar Rush peach, Lesya's some orange and yellow monster bells. So a little bit like more of the Lesya, and then this is more of the Criollas, and the Criollas are some poblanos in here. So I'm gonna do 1.5. So I have these little garlics, so we'll do like a 1.5 bulb. And then I've got a flower. Basically it's flowers from the garlic, and they make these little, like, it's hard to see, but they make these, they have these little kind of like seeds down there. Well, I just bit into one and it's like spicy garlic. It's so good. My plan is I'm gonna go ahead and kind of do what I just did. It's gonna put the seeds out. I'll get rid of the stems, and then I'll equally put these in as an extra little garlic flower ingredient. I think will be really cool. All right, so I'm gonna get cutting. So all I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get a lot of surface area. I'm not trying to cut it up too much, just trying to get rid of the pith. I'm not afraid of the seeds either, to be honest with you. So like this poblano was sitting on the counter, and I'm just gonna kind of rip the head off. I could save it better, and I'm not gonna sweat the seeds, and then I'll just cut that. I'll cut this a little bit bigger. I like strips. I think it's all about like the salt on the surface area of the pepper. Let's smash that up. I'm gonna try to get it all in there. I wanna make sure I get all the Criollas, so I think I'm just gonna stuff this thing with Criollas, see what I have left, and then maybe do the spices, because I really want this to be Criolla forward, and I can always do a mixture of everything else, like the greenies and something else, or in a hodgepodge. I'm gonna go ahead and cut all those up. Okay, I've got this thing. This was the Criolla de Cocinas, mixed with some greens, mixed with some Zapoteca jalapeños and Sugar Rush peach peppers. This is looking amazing. Started going again. I've got pretty much just hots left to put in. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these all cut up. So there we go. That's pretty good. The springs are gonna work on that. Beautiful mixture. That is gonna be our Criolla de Cocina. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut all this up, and it's gonna go in this jar. All right, so I have the Criolla de Cocina, peppers, garlic, Sugar Rush peach. Man, that looks good. And then over here I got the Lesyas, And we've got the pumpkin jalapeno, garlic, various green peppers that were in stages where, you know, I kind of made a determination I had to pull the fruit off the plant in order for the plant to be able to produce a little bit more, hopefully for the rest of the season. Okay, well, I realized I only have 2 of these jars. So normally what I would do is I would weigh the jar. So because I want to get the weight of the peppers and the water. So I'm just gonna turn this guy on, and then I'm gonna weigh just a smaller jar in grams, and I'm gonna tear that. Okay, so here is the Lesyas, and I know that there's a little bit more glass weight, but again, like a 3% brine, as long as I get the full, I feel like as long as I get as much of the weight of the plant and the water together, I feel like I'm doing good with the salt brine. So this is filtered Green Bay water. It's a cool bottle. It's from LOA. It was actually brewed, I don't know, Green Bay, Wisconsin, 24 fluid ounces. So we filter our water just in a Brita. But I do think having it air out, getting some of the chlorine out of any kind of like treated water, not like it has crazy amounts of chlorine, but so I've got a number. So basically I'm weighing the water with the jar, and I've got my handy dandy journal here, very fancy over here, where I have numbers from my last ferment. I do it on the last page. So I basically take the big number. So here in this case, I have 25.95. So I have this magical device called a calculator on my phone. So I'm gonna do 25.95 times 0.03, and I get 77.85. So 3% of that gram weight is 77.85. So now I've got this one. I do like to shake it out. How cool. It looks so cool. Like when you put them in the jars and you're just like, I feel like an alchemist from like 1820. Now I have a bowl. I'm gonna go ahead and tear this bowl. This is just to hold the salt. And this is the salt that I'm using. You can use any kind of salt. It's just really important to use pickling and canning salt. You don't want to have any additives on your salt. 877, and it's teetering on 8. Okay. I'm gonna take this, and I just want to get the water so I can get the brine going. So the basket's just to kind of, I don't need it all to come out. I just want to get as much water as I can out. Okay, so we're gonna put the salt in there. I'm gonna mix this brine. Whoo! Somebody say hot pepper. So I'm just gonna get all the salt in there. That's good. That's cool. I think that's good. I want the water to go pretty high. It's gonna burp. I'm gonna so I'm gonna just get the water as high as I can. All right. So these are the ones I'm using. These are balls, but they have the fermentation, the air escape. So I just push it down, and there you go. Oh yeah, that's great. Tomorrow, I'm pretty sure it'll start bubbling. Basically, it's gonna go with the other one on this thing, but I'm gonna put it here because we've got another one to make real quick. Look at that. Oh yeah. All right, so I'm gonna label them. And then here we go. Hopefully I didn't forget. Lesya based pepper, which is a sweet pepper. Criolla de Cocina, which is another sweet pepper. It's a battle with garlic and spices, spicy peppers. It's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna do about 10 to 14 days on this. And like I said, let's label them up and let them sit. And then we are going to make hot sauces out of them. Let's do it.